everybody for coming. Got wide variety. My wife's standing next to me right now. This is Rachel, if you guys don't know her. I've got my middle school principal here. I've got my cousin here. I've got just everybody in between. So this is going to be kind of cool. What was the name of today's class?
Building a predictable business.
All right, so just crumble it up and throw it out because we're not doing that today. Just so you guys know. Rachel and I went to breakfast this morning and just built out our own game plan of what we're going to talk about today. So somebody else might have to talk about that topic. That's not going to be us today. So Rachel, if you could just go ahead and give a quick intro and kind of where we started and how we got to where we're at today.
Here we are. So just so you guys know, I'm this nervous, only a little, because last night when I was brushing my teeth, getting ready for bed, Danny told me this is what we were doing today. So here we are.
So predictable.
Yep, talk about predictability. So yeah, last night I was up all night. I'm like, okay, we gotta prep. We need to take notes. Danny's like, no, we don't do that. We're gonna just swing it. So here we are, for real. So get paper, get pens, get yourselves together, because we're gonna be taking some notes. Okay. So like I said, am I allowed to walk?
Yeah, move,
Yeah.
move. Get free. It's
Feel what I'm feeling.
I'm gonna get off the camera.
I know. Okay. No, I'm Danny's wife, Rachel, and I met Danny in 2009. We were 22. It was graduation day at Central, and I don't really want to know what it was like for Danny a minute before we met. It was the perfect timing. It wouldn't have worked out otherwise. But with that, I met Danny. He had just left, was it?
State Farm.
Okay. And he was working for his mom. He was the Keller Williams, the little real estate bitch.
Yeah, they made me business cards like my first week that said real estate bitch. Because my mom, leading up to that point, had been an independent agent forever. She was at Century 21, then she went to Keller Williams and was a top individual agent there when I joined. So yeah, I was just the 22-year-old kid that joined that didn't know anything about real estate. And it created like a weird energy, in my opinion, in that office. It was just like, who's this kid that's just gonna feed off of a net? That gave me massive internal drive to be the hardest working person in that office by opening the doors every day and just outworking everybody because I didn't have the skill and I didn't want to just be that kid that was receiving everything from the net.
Kid. You were
I was
there.
a kid.
We were children. We were 22. I just got a teaching job. He just started this and we were like, we knew right away. All of our friends kind of teased us because we knew right away, like, you're the one, we're gonna get married, let's do this.
Life's gonna be perfect and easy.
It's just a bowl of cherries. And so we kicked it off and we were like kids, like, let's do this. Let's like just go chase our dreams. Like, what are your dreams, Danny? Like, what are you gonna do? And I actually remembered Danny telling me, we were just at breakfast reminiscing about our past when things just seemed so easy. He was sitting on my bed. We were at my mom and dad's house. I still lived at home, and he's like, I'm going to sell real estate this year. I'm going to make 50 grand. That's my goal. That's my goal this year. I'm going to crush it, and we're going to go places. We're going to get married, and, like, I'm going to make money. We're going to do this. That was our, like, initial kickoff to, like, let's do this. And before you keep going, I just want to say I've watched Danny since day one. So 22, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Here we are. And so it took a lot of changing our goals. We had to evolve together and grow together. And I'm here today because I've watched this man. I'm going to try not to cry.
We both cried at breakfast.
We were bawling at breakfast together.
And then a family, basically family of ours walk up and we're both crying. Like, we're happy. It's a good thing.
They're like, what's
we're both sitting here
It's
crying.
really great things are coming. It's great. No, but anyways, I am here because I feel like today's topic is all about evolving and growing, and I've been a huge part of that for him. So we're going to kind of go off that.
So where are we, would you say? So today's topic was Goals 2023.
Didn't go as planned, maybe not that great. What was great? What are you celebrating? What can you change, or could you have changed?
It doesn't have to be business. We don't care if you guys are talking business, personal, financial, fitness, whatever the heck you want it to be. Just do this for you, and hopefully everybody can dig deep somewhere to set up a better future self for now moving forward, right? But that's
Right,
not on
yeah.
us to tell you how to do that. We just want to help you unleash something internally with yourself. What the class is not going to be is, to be a successful real estate agent, you must wake up at 5 in the morning, and you must go to the gym, and you must be on a 7 o'clock call, and you must get on the 7:15 call, and then get on the phones at 8 o'clock and sync notes and Mojo. We're not going to touch any of that. That was my topic on it, but that's what we're going to not talk about today.
So like Danny was like, all right, I need a goal that's gonna get 2020 is the year, even though if we only knew it was about to be a pandemic. But anyways, so what I did, I printed like 4 or 5 pictures for Danny, like him and Maddox, him and Maeve, the 4 of us. I don't even remember the pictures, but so I printed a couple copies and I wrote on it 20 million in 2020. That was his goal. He wanted to sell 20 million in 2020. Thinking back to when we were 22 years old, he wanted to, whatever the number was, it was much lower, but things have changed and we have evolved, and he was ready to get them. So what we did was we printed them out. I had one in his car for him, one on the bathroom mirror, so that Danny was able to see those
That was
every
the
single
goal.
day.
To be honest, the goal was, you printed like 5 copies, but they all stayed in that laminated thing on my front seat the whole year.
No, they didn't. You had one on the mirror.
Did I?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure did.
All right.
Okay.
Fair.
So anyway,
But yeah, to have them everywhere. I mean, that's just kind of the point, right? Like, my goal that year was to write 20 million in 2020, which was by far a massive stretch to go from 15 to, as a best year, to 20. And then a pandemic, right? I didn't sell anything for the first quarter. But I don't know. To me, looking at that every day is so important. Something that's always driven me a little crazy with goals is I'll walk up and be like, hey, Ashley, what's your goal right now? If you have to say, I got to go like check my notes, or let me go back and like whatever, check my greatest coaching form, or look at my spreadsheet, that's not a real goal. That's just playing a game where you're just like following the exercise that somebody told you to do. If I ask you what the goal is, you should be able to rattle it off without thinking, and then tell me where you're at with pace in relation to that goal. So, you know, like just an easy example there is, what do I want to do in 2023? I want to lose some weight. Well, you lose a pound, you hit your goal, right? How do we make that smart? Give us a smart example of, I want to lose some weight. Anybody?
I have a question. I had to ask Danny this breakfast. What does smart mean?
This is when we're going to open it up to the crowd, because I mix up a couple of those words in the middle.
You can break that down for me, because I can't remember. I'm serious. So does anybody know what smart means? Because I don't. I don't know. Maybe some people don't. Maybe some people do.
Just one. What's the
I'll
S?
take yes.
Thank
Specific.
you. Specific. Okay. What's M? Measurable.
They-
Attainable.
You'll get a couple different words for the A. Attainable is one that comes out. Actionable is one that I've heard come out. I don't know what the right one is, but they're both great words, so I think they're both acceptable. What's
R.
next?
Resourceful.
So,
Relevant.
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 And time sensitive.
Ooh,
yes.
that's
Exactly.
awesome.
So let's take the weight one
thing. Yeah.
into real life. Ryan?
22 pounds by the end of 2023.
22 pounds
By the end of 2023.
gained or lost?
Lost. Come on.
Man, you're a house. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fair
maybe.
enough. Good job. So I don't know if it's too early to actually ask anybody to go in and do their own goals for 2023 yet. It's probably a little too early.
Well, there's 2 goal mindsets you were saying too.
Yeah, so Tom and I mean, if you're in our ownership group, you know, right? We're brothers with differing views on things. One of them's goals. I'm under the philosophy that if you set a high goal and miss it, it doesn't mean it's a failure. It means you landed further ahead than you would have if you didn't try. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. That's just one way to look at it. The other way is the way Tom looks at it and say, set a reasonable, realistic goal that you're going to hit so you feel satisfied and accomplished, not like a failure after you miss it. I'm not going to try and say which one's right and which one's wrong, because no one knows.
It's
It
what
depends on
you-
your personal opinion on where you set your goals.
Mm-hmm.
I know for myself, I need to stretch in order to like have the drive. Because if I'm just on pace for it, I'm not going to try.
You know,
So-
an example Danny was telling me at breakfast, like the year he did the 20 million,
It was my goal.
sorry guys, but you also had a goal to like, you and Tom were going,
Well,
right?
he doesn't even
Like-
know about that.
Oh,
So
okay.
he will now.
Okay.
So I ended up, I think Anthony knows. So in the middle of 2020, Jamie, Nummer, and Tom started getting very, very strong momentum in the mortgage game. And it created a lot of the competitiveness in me to push Justin to beat you guys. I don't think he ended up beating you guys, but he got very competitive with you guys. So that was one of my goals, to see Justin get very competitive and push you guys. I never even told you guys that. You might have felt it, but I actually wrote that one down. So everything else was printed, and then beat Tom Lauer and James Nummer was written down on my piece of paper. That I just threw it out literally like 2 days ago, guys. I swear to God.
I know, I'm like, bring
I just threw out these 5 pieces of paper. I was cleaning out my truck.
And then going back to like, now I feel like our ideas are kind of just, we're just throwing them all out at you, but like your goals, you were explaining to me that you have to like know them. So when you're like, what's your goal? You were giving me an example of the last 2 years, 75 listings was your goal. So was that a smart, like, did that?
Yeah, the goal was, but I failed the last 2 years. I listed 53 homes, and I'm on pace to list 53 homes again. So 3 years in a row. My goal was 75, 75, 75. So I'm going to look at fail, 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 and I know I'm further ahead than if I just didn't focus on it, or if I just set it at 50. Because then when I was ahead of pace, I would have just chilled. When I'm getting my ass kicked, it's easier to go pull ahead. Sorry, Maeve, if you heard that. You know what I'm saying, guys? I'm a fan of that side of things, but again, I'm okay with the failure. That doesn't beat me up if I miss a goal, because I at least know I'm trying for it.
Right.
But you can ask me at any point through the year, how many listings are you at? I know I'm at 51 today, with 2 slotted up. That'll put me at 53 if I don't do another thing this year. Nothing teed up for January yet. Whatever your goal is, I keep thinking of you for like fitness stuff, Ashley. I feel like you're all over that, right? With that side of your life right now, I feel like you could absolutely say what your goals are, where you're at with your track, and where you're headed. Everybody's got their own thing and where they're headed. Ted, you've got your coaching business, right? I know you're working through your goals and where you're headed with that exactly. We're all different, and again, the last thing we're trying to do is put anybody into a box, because we're all different.
I love that you said that. I feel like that is like the key. Like nobody should be on this, like he kind of already said that, like, okay, well, like they're saying like, get up at 5, go to the gym, get on my call, I gotta do this, this, and this, this, and this. That's fine, that might be your goal. But also maybe like, I don't know, like something with your family, or like being with your kids, or something. Like it doesn't have to just be this like crisp, like work. I don't know how I'm explaining it, but like everybody's gonna have a different goal in their mind, and that's awesome. That's
Well, I can get into
hitting that goal.
Yeah.
I mean, I can get into the evolution of mine a little bit. That's when we started
so
to
this
cry.
is when we were really getting emotional at breakfast, but
Yeah.
I think you should share, because I really do feel like they should.
Yeah. I don't want to
see
cry
you.
this time, so I'm going to try not to. But so like when I started, I studied a lot. And the people that I studied were top performers in the country. And what they say is, you got to start your day early. That's all that stuff. So that's just the philosophy I jumped into quick, because it seemed like the easiest way, coming in with no skill and showing that I was going to work harder than everybody else. So I started out early. I opened up Keller Williams Lakeside every day. Probably until Toko got there, and I think he probably started opening it. But then I did take that back over once we started REALTEAM, and opened the office until this recent transition that I'm entering right now. I told you that's like my fuel came from. I just didn't want to be like the kid who's just tagging on with the Nets business. That's just not the game that I wanted to play in the middle of a recession. You fast forward it today, 13 years later, I can't do that anymore. I've been married for 11 years. I've got a sprouted a 5 and 7-year-old. Right now I like driving my kids to school 3 days a week, picking them up a couple days a week. Because again, they turned 5 and 7 like that. We live in the sticks now. I used to live 1 mile from the office without touching an intersection. I just took right turns to get, like I literally just drove in a circle and never saw a light. Now, I gotta drive 25 minutes, just to get anywhere. Life evolves is my point, right? My goals 3 years ago are not even close to what my goals are today. And I'm not looking backwards, I'm looking ahead. I don't like this stuff.
I think it's good for them to see that though, and know
Oh.
that like this is this is real. Like you're a real person too, and your goals are changing and their goals are changing, and it's great. I think I love this like rawness. Are you guys with me? Like it's not so.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Should I get into my goals for like now?
Let's start 2023. Danny shared his goal, a couple of his goals, like briefly at breakfast, and then maybe we can give you guys a few minutes to start jotting down ideas for yourself. Not that you have to share them, but just to like start kicking off.
So like my goals for now, moving forward, like I said, they're way different than what I drew up for 2022. So 2023, next year I'm focused on my partner's happiness. This year's beat us up in so many different levels I can't even tell you guys. That's our heartbeat of the entire organization, personal, business. Now's when I'm gonna start crying. But it does get tense, it does get emotional, it does get stressful. It's our opportunity, though I believe, like it's our opportunity right now to shine and just live that simple life that we as partners so badly want. We thought we were chasing this dream of being the largest brokerage in Michigan. The thought of that sounds like true hell to me right now. Like I will run as far away from that goal and dream as I possibly can, because that does not sound fulfilling to me. Here, being a family, having breakfast around here, that sounds fulfilling. Seeing you guys here, hitting your goals, that sounds fulfilling. Having 5 offices where our talent's spread out across all that doesn't sound fun to me. Having a couple offices sounds incredible to me. So, you guys know there's been layoffs. My partners have always had a salary that they can depend on to feed their families. Guess what? They don't have that today. Guess who started that idea that needs to change? Me. So I have tremendous pressure that I have on myself right now to make sure that they have consistency for their lives. And part of that is just playing this game of chess that we need to play.
Right.
You never know where the challenges are coming from, but it's on us to fight through them and get them done. And like, we're gonna look back and just be like, holy shit, that was an interesting run where Erica's like, things come in threes. We're like, how many sets of threes? Shit, we're at least 6. Right?
But you know what?
Sticking together and, again, it gets tense, right? Tom and I will go at it sometimes because we care and we're trying to like, not fight through it, but like figure out the best way to get through problems, and we don't know the right answer, we just know we want to get it done. And it's just life right now. And I think that's what makes us different than most companies, at least in the residential real estate game.
And that's why we want to see you guys crush your goals, whatever they might be. We care so deeply for each of you, and I don't know if every company is like that, but I personally, like I said, the reason I'm here is because I've been here since day one, and I've watched these humans have so much passion and love, and maybe it might not always come off that way because we're humans. And
that's not how I am, right?
Right.
Especially like me personally. Erica is. But you'll see it and feel it,
Yes. But we're here because we want you to be able to create these goals, look back at last year, and maybe the things that you wanted to do, like nothing happened. Like I kind of feel like that too. I'm like, 2022. All right, well.
How's this move transition working for you?
It's not.
Share it. I mean,
can't. Or
you move from the home you love to the sticks, and like, it just impacts life when you go through change.
It's been really hard, and it's just a move. It's silly, but the point is, I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna learn from it. And so I'm gonna write my goals for 2023 with more motivation to reach them. Danny shares his goals with me. We are in constant communication, and so that I can root him on. And there's transparency, and what's the other word we use? Accountability. We can like hold each other accountable. So go home, tell your husband or wife, tell your friends, tell your whoever you live with, your roommate, your whoever, so that they're aware of it and you can all both help each other out.
Well, you help me hit them too. Let's not leave that part out. Like, majority of my business comes through Rachel. I don't know if you guys know that.
But you
indirectly, through people in her world, majority of my business comes from. So it just helps having that support from your peers or just people in your world to help you hit your goals. So.
Right.
So it's not the 5 a.m. gym. It's
I don't think it hurts. 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, that's
Tony.
funny.
Yeah, I have something to say. Like what, in regards to like your goals and, you know, you say you pace yourself a lot, but even newer agents, even myself, like, what do you do when you see yourself behind? And then you're like, hey man, I'm behind my goal.
So that's when your routine comes in and everything that you're so passionate about comes into play. Right? So everything that you live by, that's where that all comes into play. You can't go have a large goal with no actionable steps that are going to get you to that goal. So that's a part of it. But that's on our own individual brains, in my opinion, to figure out with the help of our coaches and consultants and peers to help us figure out what should that plan be based on that goal. But knowing your actual pace to your goal is so incredibly important to me. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I just, even for myself, and there's newer agents, when you're behind pace, like what, I know when I'm behind pace, I know I always have to do more of something, right? It's always goes hand in hand
Right.
for me.
Again, everyone's gonna have their own. For me, it was opening the doors and turning the lights on, and
Correct.
not great at making coffee, but sometimes I would make the coffee. Sometimes I
But
wouldn't.
it gets very discouraging when you're getting behind goals, and sometimes people don't even want to even attempt to even make an effort to catch up, right? So,
Right.
like, I'm trying to find a way for us to come out to say what we do to help
Right.
prevent that
Yep.
with all of us here. Because we all faced it. You know, we're in a goal, we're behind goal, and like you don't even want to get back on the horse again because you're too behind. You know, I know for me what I rely on to do that, to push through that type of stuff, but like other people have to find that too. And that's, I think, now that we're talking out loud, I'm talking out loud, that's up to them to dig themselves out. We can't find that for you.
I think that's just life. Like, you can't want something more. You can't want something for somebody else that they don't want for themselves. I think it's a waste of energy. I think all of the energy should be poured into people that want the help, that want to go and do better, bigger and better things. Right? Like, that's how we all started. We just kept adding one piece at a time and just poured everything we had into helping that next team member get to where they wanted to be. The only way you fizzle out is if you're going to quit on yourself in our world.
Does anybody feel comfortable sharing their goal? No pressure, because I sure wouldn't like to be on the spot like that,
Yeah.
raising my hand. There you go. All
Let's
right.
sit. Let's sit.
Okay.
Let's sit.
Put the cameras back on.
Turn that shit off.
Yeah, so I guess like my goals are to be able to invest $5,000 into a Roth account for investing, because I've never invested before. And then 2 years into my goal of moving into and owning my first house, which I'm super close on. So hopefully we'll move in, that's the goal. Remain 275 pounds for at least 6 months. And then
275 pounds.
I'm sorry, 107.
You got a long way to go, pal.
Protein shakes? Protein shakes, huh?
Somebody bring on the McDoubles.
There's some Timbits coming your way, baby.
Thanks for catching that.
We need a second one of these.
And then just to perform on 5 out-of-state music festivals on a personal goal for what I'm trying to achieve outside of real estate.
Perfect
Okay.
example.
Those are great goals.
Yes. You covered a little bit of everything there.
Yeah, a little bit
Perfect.
of pretty much everything. in my
I'm
life,
really
so
excited to
passionate about.
touch base with you in a couple months and another couple months, just to I think you're gonna tackle them. This is your year.
I think it is.
2023.
So that's what she's great at. She's always done
Yeah.
that by my side. Even if I come home after not a great day, she's like, "You got this. Tomorrow's gonna be a great day." You
Your
know.
own
Unless I'm
personal-
Yeah.
these kids.
Yeah. Some days, yeah. Sometimes it's the other way around. Anybody else?
It's okay if not.
Yeah, because we know you've got it.
Pressure, Yeah.
Okay, well, I have like a lot of random things.
That's
written
okay.
Go ahead, I
You're
kinda wanna
just
hear
getting
where
your
you're-
ideas
where's your
out
head
there.
at?
That's good.
I mean, one thing that Rob and I have never been really good at is finances. So, I mean, I came into real estate in a really bad position. I mean, well, in a nutshell, we sold our house, thanks to Danny, which got me into this and opened up our whole world. But, I mean, now living and having the money that we never had, we still haven't learned how to use that and pay down the debt that we should, so that we can build a savings and create a much better life. So that has already started. Like we started just doing that probably about 3 months ago. So this one over here keeps trying to get us to go on family trips, and I'm telling her no because I want to focus on. Well, then you better start.
I'll take care of it.
You're very good at the living side of things, though, right? Finances may not be a strength, but you're very good at living.
Yes. So it's crazy because we always find a way. Honestly, I don't really know how, but we always do, and that's something. Rob and I are a lot like you guys, and if he's having a bad day, I'm there, and vice versa. But I want a new car. I want to build our savings. I fell short this year in real estate on what I wanted to hit, so I want to do $6 million in business. I want to have 15 buyers and 10 listings because that's where I was supposed to be this year, but that's okay.
But that's
And
good.
then-
You're gonna keep
Yes.
striving.
And then just to create the routine, that was something that I was good at, but I always fall off on. And it's probably just everybody, having that morning routine, because I noticed that when I did that, it just, by like noon, 1 o'clock, I was done. Then I got to enjoy the time with the kids, and there was so much less stress. So really staying focused on doing that, and then my fitness training. So I have a trainer right now, and I've had a trainer for almost a whole year now, and now I'm going to be on my own come February. So it's going to be up to myself to stay accountable and keep going 4 days a week.
You got it, girl.
Yeah, so those are my goals.
Those are awesome. Oh my gosh, I'm so
Just working my way into
pumped.
coaching. I love it.
I'm serious. I love hearing them. I'm excited for you, and I think you have
I know I
every
have it in
single
me.
one of those things can happen this year. And then come New Year's Eve before 2024, you and Rob are going to be like, wow, probably on vacation somewhere. Like, we did it. We saved up. We drove our new car here. Like, this is it. You're going to be in your little bikini. Like, that's right. I did it. That's
Here's
awesome.
something. My #1 goal: take my family on vacation.
Aw, see that?
So that was my #1 goal.
Perfect.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it.
You want to do one more?
Yeah. Anybody else? I know. I mean, I get it. It's not.
I wrote down a few goals. I'll share.
All right,
Here we
Jason
go,
Salem, baby.
Salem. Let me get this guy.
I didn't even know.
How's this
Zoom
gonna
on
work?
in.
You didn't know they were there, did you?
Yeah, I guess, I wrote down some goals here, to continue to do some, from last year, one of the things that we wanted to do was update our backyard to our home that we moved to. And, we did. We finished off our patio and made a walkway. We'd like to continue, doing that, increasing like the plants around and, tighten it up a little bit more, possibly add a hot tub.
Ooh.
One goal.
Okay.
Another one of my goals is to increase my take home to break the goal of 150,000 this year. Focus to bring in more buyers to work with newer agents out in the field. Update our workout room that we recently moved. Still focus on the events team and look to secure an event that we can be at once a month or at least 12 throughout the whole year. And I know most people probably don't know, I've been working on a website. It's an offer submission website. I'd like to get that finally up and running by the end of the year and have 5,000 users by the close of 2023.
Wow, those
Job, Salem.
are great goals. So are you gonna have us over in your hot tub and backyard? That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, again, I said like my goals on the partner side of things, but none of that can happen without you guys. And like when it is challenging, like several of you, either there on the virtual world or here in person, have reached out and just be like, hey, just so you guys know, we know things are challenging, but we appreciate everything you guys do. And like, I don't know, that's the stuff to me that's just like, all right, we are on that right track. We just have to make adjustments along the way. So thank you guys for the gratitude and for choosing to do business with us.
Yeah, thank
That's
you.
all I have.
We love you guys.
I love you guys.
Thanks for having me be a guest. And I
You're
can't
always
wait to
welcome.
see all your goals. So thank you. And sorry, we changed a little. Sorry, your hand has been raised back there. Come on now.
Willoughby.
I just got something to touch on real quick. I want to say thank you guys for being awesome owners and being very flexible with other schedules, everything you have going. And the way you said, like, the way you did your goals, and you constantly kept evolving and having to change your goals. One of the best things I've ever heard, and it made me truly think about it, was, you know, when you look at business owners, you look at them and you kind of put them up on a pedestal. They're smarter than me, they have something different than me, I just don't have what it takes. But when you really break it down, you look at anybody out there that owns a business, they were all just some young real estate bitch at some point that eventually took the means and had the determination to go and do it, and they had to figure it out along the way. There's a lot of people out there that never got the help that, you know, some people do have. They have a coach or a mentor or whatever, but it is achievable, and you are very much somebody that is a perfect example of anybody striving to move much further ahead. You're a great example, and I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
Well, see you later. Adios. There you go.